Hello, viewers. I'm SB.
And I'm Amabel. We're playing Endless Space 2. I think you're gonna win. I believe in you.
Okay, it rhymes in the end. Yeah, we are here still in 4X school. Um, this is as we were loading up the game here. This occurred. The Riftborn player, our ally, went to Blue and attempted to negotiate a truce, and Blue refused them. Is what happened here. Curious. So this is a thing where this is a problem that these games have. All of these games where they measure like they give you some kind of like abstract war score or whatever, they draw the idea of who is winning the war from a bunch of highly abstracted terms because how else would you do it, right? How else would you design a system that is applicable across all wars? But the problem is that the game's sort of like systemic AI, and thus the AI opponents, the AI players that we're playing with, all believe that Blue is winning this war against us very handily because Blue has, quote unquote, won a bunch of battles, which is to say, Blue has one ship parked outside of a completely defenseless planet and is conquering that planet over and over again. But in fact, nothing has happened in this war, right? Like any human being looking at this war would say, well, the fighting hasn't started yet, but the AI believes that this war is going really, really badly for us because one of our backwater worlds has lost value from the zero value it had to us to a different kind of zero value.
Mm-hmm.
Very frustrating stuff. Anyway, we're about to go kill this guy. So yeah, next turn, we just moved a bunch of stuff through a wormhole. Next turn, we are headed to Nair, and we will claim it very quickly. So I'm going to ask my ally to perhaps head over in this direction. See if you can put a little pressure on Pink before we get there. Yeah, and I think with that we're good because we negotiated a truce already with, yeah. Things were going very badly for them. Okay, yeah, we just continue doing what we're doing. We're researching as hard as we can. We are continuing to build the obelisk, but mostly at this point we are focused on conquering because conquering would seem to be the fastest way to get the thing done.
Yeah.
I mean, the only place that we would want to hack, the only place that it would matter to hack at this point, is Pink's empire. And yeah, like a hack is going to take 55 turns to get. It doesn't. This is not useful. We're just not, because of the way the galaxy is shaped. We're not really in position to be able to hack them meaningfully.
So, let me ask you a question about trying to achieve victory sooner rather than later. In a board game, for example, where the time of the game is determined by player actions and achieving a victory condition.
Yeah,
You want to end it faster so that someone else doesn't win.
right.
Is that really a concern here, or is it more just like
No, I'm not trying to. I'm
you,
not trying to outrun anyone.
you just
To be clear, in this case, me trying to win the game faster is me trying to preserve our real world human minutes because we only have so many of those in life.
yeah, that's true.
And I don't want to be in this already one game of Endless Legend for Endless Space 2 for 100 years. Because the fact is we have, let me ask you this. Do you feel like there's any question that we are going to be the victor at this point? Does it seem to you like there's any realistic chance?
I trust you that there's not. I'm still not familiar enough with the games to really be able to gauge that myself. But given what you've told me about the AI in these games,
Oh,
the
and what
experience
you've
we've had
seen.
previously, and the trend I'm seeing now, it does seem very unlikely that they'd be able to do much. You know.
Just trying to make sure there's no planets that would be more convenient for us to stage movement from. Alright, so follow up with the junk fleets. We have a bunch of other ships that are en route, I think. So I had these ships waiting for these pirates to come through the wormhole, which is a process that does not take, like, literally does not consume time. Don't, don't really know what to do about that. I mean, at this point, we could just buy the pirate bark off, I suppose, and allow us to redistribute those ships toward more meaningful goals. Maybe. I'll leave him there for one more turn. Let's try to be on the safe side. And you don't have any movement points left, so stop asking for orders. So we did finish hyperlight acceleration here, +2 movement points on all of our ships. Advances in the understanding of the vacuum's quantum froth underpin starflight engines that can achieve greater accelerations at super light speeds. Hooray! And we have stuff queued up already for a bit here, as we push to gain access to the genius of the endless. And at this point, although we have a very large number of planets and stuff, our turns should actually be pretty quick because I've devoted everybody to just pump out raw science. Stop doing everything that isn't science.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We hail your rational leadership.
They remarked Dash. Our ally is telling us, "Hey, we see the mark. We're coming." The pirates finally got through the wormhole, and were destroyed. Some of the pirates finally got through the wormhole. That's right. We have a hero who is described in this way. Okay, well, could continue to get better at being a landlord.
Wow.
So that's one of those groups of pirates came through. So there's no sense in buying off the pirate mark because the AI that put it on us have the money to just reassert it immediately. And as is the case with every turn, and I suspect it will be the case with every turn for the rest of the game, there's a ground battle at Aruba. They're not interested in conquering it. They just want to attack it over and over and over again. It is generating very small amounts of money for them every time they do it. Okay, so here we have an arc. This is the thing of the Vodyani. The Vodyani do not actually settle on the planets. They live on these massive colony ships called arcs, and they just come in and sort of orbit the system and extract the resources at a distance. So this arc actually contains all of their population and everything. It has 25,000 health with 5,200 offense, pretty heavily beam weapons. Our fleet, for contrast, has about twice that total health and almost more than 1.5 times their armaments. Although, obviously, we're split across a bunch of different ships, so in combat we likely would lose somebody. I am not able to attack. The enemy arc has a protective device. It cannot be attacked in space battles while attached. So we're going to have to do this as a siege then. That's fine. Siege vessels are en route. And we'll just go into guard mode here. Nobody in or out until it is time. And you are... I don't know what you're doing. Come over here and help. There's like 400 crew on one of these things. They could do something. So we've got a spot here where we can hop across. I don't know if this is going to be faster coming down here and hopping through this much warp space than just obeying the star lanes. We'll let our ships figure it out. We'll let the autopilots do the work. And anomaly frameworks are coming along. So as we're approaching the end of this first game here, and again, sort of doing that thing that I was a bit derisive of in Civ, where you just kind of acquire general game power and then progress toward all the victories at once. What are you thinking about this game? 4X's in general, I guess. Just like, where's your head at?
I'm learning a lot, and I'm seeing the parts that are fascinating. I do feel like because so many, like even the space 4X is different in many ways from the terrestrial 4X, but not radically different. They all tend to have this shape because they feel like they're built on these kind of shaky foundations. Because, like, certainly, like, and I'm going to keep coming back to board games.
Yeah, of course.
Which 4X is, they're computer games, but they're definitely more board game-like than
a lot of types of computer games, yeah.
If you and I are playing a board game, like we play a lot of Great Western Trail, for example, the game does not reward you doing everything. You will not be good enough at any particular thing if you're doing everything. So the way these loops feed into each other to basically make you kind of good at everything, I feel like that is to the detriment of the end game in particular.
Yeah. So like part of the thing about Great Western Trail as an example is that like building up your ability to ship, building up your ability to like move your boat around does not improve your ability to create buildings.
Yeah.
Whereas in a lot of 4Xs, the systems feed into each other a lot more because, like, getting a strong military gets you more territory and thus, feeds you resources into the other systems. Improving your science improves your military and your resource extraction. Improving your industry improves your ability to build the buildings that make the more resources. Everything kind of builds into, to a certain extent, everything kind of builds into this same, like, pool of power, generalized game goodness.
And that's neat to a degree, but the fact that those then also form victory conditions, it does make the end game very limp.
Yeah, I think that's an okay word for it. So we have been attacked. They brought up 14 command points worth of ships to try to push us out here. So they have 4 large ships and 2 small ships. The last time we saw them engage in battle, they used this tactic, this collateral damage, which put them at mid-long. And their individual weapon systems they're definitely beam weapon outfitted. Like they prefer to be, okay, this one's just using lasers. So they would prefer to be in medium range. We can expect that we are not going to be right up on top of them at the beginning of the battle. I think we definitely do want to continue doing science for scrap. We designed some ships that have some different weapons, but this fleet of frigates is all bullets, all up close.
So I think the fight.
I think let's just try it like this. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Now, they have some bombers. They have one flotilla here. This is an interesting maneuver that they've done where they've only put people in 2 of the flotillas. These bomber units are not going to be very good against our against our just wave of flak projectiles, the bombers are going to get kind of accidentally chewed up. One thing I do want to zoom in here and note, though, is that Vodyani's ships look really fucking cool.
They do, yeah.
They have really, really neat designs. So you can see the bombers heading out on their run here.
Something you pointed out.
Look at the fucking, just like the wall of projectiles.
Yeah. Something you pointed out when
This
we had
ship
our
is doomed.
what is a 4X discussion
Uh-huh.
was that for you a key part of it is having the different victory conditions. But how different are the victory conditions really? Because they all just... I don't feel like going for one precludes going for another.
Well, you know,
know?
to a different degree in different games.
Sure. And there's a lot of stuff I haven't seen yet still. We're still very early into this. We're going to be doing this.
So you can see here, we're getting some unfortunate angling here, where like this ship was not in our sort of like broadside for very long. It did eventually get destroyed, but in the end, we lost a big ship. They lost a big ship. This puts us in a better position. I think we are stronger than them by a larger amount than we were at the beginning of that battle. The game disagrees. But if they continue to pack the most distant... One thing we could do is we could change things up a little bit. What are they going to do now that they don't have their bombers anymore? So that was power to shields, where they start at long mid. I'm gonna try. Which one of you is the damaged one? This one. Put the damaged ship on the third flotilla. I'm gonna try something like this. I'm gonna try mixing it up a little bit, just because they've seen us do the same thing a lot, and I want to see if we can bait them into attempting to stack that one flotilla again. Okay, they did do it. And that flotilla is starting at mid, so it will collapse. Battle essentially has like 3 phases worth of time. So like it takes you about a third of the length of the battle to close distance one segment. So for a third of the battle, these two will be at medium, and then we'll have 2/3 of the battle where we're at close, well inside their optimal weapons range.
Okay.
And we should get to do an awful lot of damage during that time. Although I have to say, I don't much like these angles. Like this shit sucks. During the part where they're at optimal weapons range, they are like full on. We are full on inside of all of their cannon ranges without the ability to fight back at all. So a lot's going to come down to whether or not we lose a ship before we get to close. And our guns are like just now coming around. But you should see this should... Yep, there we go. So now we've moved to close, and there you can see the damage all of a sudden start to really pour in.
Yeah.
Because on a 1-to-1 basis, our ships are phenomenally better than theirs. The single small ship over here is obviously just going to get mulched. So this should be a battle where we lose effectively nothing. Unfortunately, they have a lot of shield replenishment. Okay, we managed to pierce the shields, but too late. They are, unfortunately, going to be able to draw this out for a really long time. The good news is we have more ships coming. Do I want to just pull these? Like, these pirates are so not impressive. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just going to pull the behemoths. And we will build a couple more ships at the capital. Put those in front of continuing AI research. And if the pirates do eventually come out of the wormhole, because they've decided that physics affects them again, we'll have stuff ready for them. But our bombardment ships have not even arrived yet. Okay. Anomaly framework is finished. Also, we're bringing in a scout vessel. Look out. Battle at Micra. Ah, right. The Spear of Isiander is working for Pink right now. That's annoying. It's nothing more than annoying, but it is annoying. We'll just send the scout ship over here and kind of like spray probes over the area. Battle at Uva does not matter. Stop showing me this. What's up? You are laughing about something?
The battle at Uva.
Yeah. Now that they're down to just 3 ships. Oh, they actually only have 9 command points now, so they don't have access to this flotilla at all. So I'm going to go ahead and store... Let me see here. I'm going to store our single most damaged ship down in this bottom flotilla.
Okay.
Do I want to spread evenly over the other 2, or yeah, I probably want to go even. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but let's provide a lot of firepower. Okay, power to shields again. This seems to be their move. So this is going to go really well for us. This is basically the last battle, but more so. Although you can see we do end up with a pretty different set of space lanes here. And this is a thing, this is like my one frustration with this combat system, is as far as I know, there's no way to know how it's going to draw the maneuver lines. And I wish that was a thing you got to preview before battle starts, because I do think that it matters a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
You can have a battle won and lost by how much time people are spending in each other's optimal firing arcs, obviously. And it's a thing you have little or no control over from the combat screen. Not only little or no control, but also little or no foreknowledge. And I think that is a little bit of a bummer. So once again, once this battle transitions to close, you're going to see it open up quite a bit. Yep, there's the shield pierced. In theory, they could be running an awful lot of ships over to oppose us here, because they do have something like 30 vessels at Aova at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But they're just not. They're just continuing to focus on Aova. Oh, tell me we didn't... Okay. I was going to say, tell me we didn't leave that thing alive at like 1 hit point. Alright, obviously, so this keeps getting worse and worse for them, and we're just going to keep pushing it. At this point, I think we can run the same strat that we just ran. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to do that thing, which of course they are. Oh, I didn't run the same strat. I ran science from scrap again. Well, whatever. It's fine. We don't really need to be watching all of these, except that you make plaintive sounds if we don't. Yep, that's it. That's the one. This is maximum speed. Okay, there we go. There's a close, so that ship should be dealt with. And then just, yeah, the raw amount of cannon fire that is focused on the remaining vessel, obviously. Huge problem for them. We are in full siege mode at this point. They do have a lot of bodies, though. Behemoths are on the way. What does it cost to buy out one of these ships? They're like 110k each? Okay. I might want to take it just a little moment here and reassert a little bit. You know? Yeah, let's make another full-sized fleet of frigates. Slows down the research a little bit, but the research isn't really... Realistically, the research is not how we're winning anyway. Oh, right. The battle at Micra, I believe we're just running away. Although, it does look like we might be able to kill them all. Should we destroy the Academy's fleet? If we think we can actually pull that off.
Would it be funny?
I guess it's kind of funny. It's embarrassing if we lose.
It is.
So
Why
these
not?
they're rocking again. They like these like mid-range energy builds. Their individual ships are rather unimpressive. The Bastions are large, right? Yeah, 23,000 big beam weapons. I mean, fuck it. Let's do it. So the question is, do we want to go science from scrap or do we want to take trophies? Which version of two shorts do we want to lead in with? What do you think? What do you think they're going to do, Amabel? We've never seen the Academy fleet in
I don't know.
before. All right, we'll go science from scrap because it's the one where the payout's the best if we manage to kill them.
You know,
okay, they went full medium, which is interesting.
So something I'm
This is a
thinking
bid. So
about
like all of their
here.
ships are optimal at medium. So this is a bid where like either you think you're going to close the battle very quickly through raw firepower, or you think the enemy is also going to try to stay at medium. We're going to see our ships closing on them very quickly here. So provided that we don't get cooked during the first phase, this should be pretty easy. And the Academy is right there, which is kind of cool.
That is cool.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
Well, I'm still thinking about like the shape of the end game and like victory conditions and whatnot, and something that occurs to me because again my experience is more with analog games is that there isn't really a sense, the same sense of like action economy in these games. You have all these units and cities, and all of them get basically to have an action or a turn. And so as the game progresses, you have so many actions available, and there isn't really... I'm not picking up the same sense of a trade-off to the same degree, where if I do this, I can't do that, because you can do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And you're incentivized to do a little bit of everything. I think that's also part of what shapes it, and also what makes the games feel a little fussy, a little micromanaging.
Yeah, you have too much ability to interact. Well, this went terribly.
Yeah. This isn't... Oh, okay.
Amabel, I should have just run like I said.
That was funny, though.
No, it wasn't. It's funny for you because you like it when I suffer.
But baby,
you like when I am sad, but I do not like that as much.
You also like it when you suffer.
What I said was I do not like when I am sad.
Yeah, I was trying to do the first thing
you're
you said.
going to be chill and cool. All right, so I kind of knew this was gonna happen. The moment we come out of the wormhole, all of a sudden the pirate ships have remembered how physics works. But it's fine. We got ships. We're building stuff. All of a sudden, oh yeah, no, we're on the way to the capital. No problem. Okay, we are continuing to crunch over here. Nothing for it but to wait. I guess I should put one more frigate in the queue to replace the one that we did lose over here. And heroes are continuing to level up on our systems in ways that kind of don't matter very much anymore. Like, we have from this hero most of the really important governing skills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. Plus 5 dust per I don't know what you want from me. The game's over. He's reached his apex. Yeah, look at this. They have 38 vessels around Aova.
That's a lot.
For what reason? To what end? There's 16 ships and a hero in this fleet. What about fighting the war? How do they make their decisions? You know, it's baffling.
You know, I do wonder if there's any kind, because obviously the creating the computer opponents is a very complex thing.
Yeah.
But like, do they plan, or do they just look at every turn?
So you actually can
optimally?
see that there is an ability to sort of like pry open the computer brain and look inside. What is this one ship here? It's something that's flying past. Okay, whatever. Oh, I see. The frigate is here. That's the 11 other junks that were just, they have a combat route. They're moving. They're going places. All right. So next turn we will have a frigate to chase off all these pirates. But yeah, there actually is like, you can climb inside and see what the AI's brain is thinking. I was at one point thinking that I was going to attempt to develop an AI mod for this game, and so I did spend some time sort of digging around in the AI. In the end, it turned out to be very complicated, as you might imagine, and I did not have the time to really work on it, so it sort of fell by the wayside. But okay, privileges associated with Academy secondments will be removed in 5 turns. That'll be nice. It'll be nice when our most strident enemy no longer has the ear of the Academy fleet. Okay, so we want to let these guys work for one more turn. We don't have to keep everybody over here. I'm wondering if I should start rolling the Behemoth down toward Octans, because this fleet's a little bit slower than the frigate fleets. Did we ever end up formally? No, they still haven't formally declared on us. I guess we'll just stay here, just in case they get the wisdom to... Why are there 53 ships over there now?
I don't.
Okay. All right. All right, so the vast majority of our extra ships are hanging around there. It's such an unimportant place. What are they doing? What has led the AI to decide that Aova, the backwater disconnected system of Aova, is the only thing that matters in the entire universe? Very strange stuff.
Yeah. It's real Amabel behavior.
Fixate on a weird corner of the map for no reason. Okay, the pirates at Esh attacked us. Instead of having to attack them, we will not be watching this battle. I know, but it's just not necessary or valuable or interesting. I think the fact that it's not interesting should be factored into your plaintiveness.
It's actually the most interesting part at this point in the game.
Yeah, but not watching one of our medium ships tear apart 3 tiny underarmed pirate vessels, right? Like, all right, we have 1,870 manpower around this system. Ooh, look at this! Look at them diversifying their combat fleet. Do we want to
Yeah.
just blitz them? Just throw as many of our troops as possible? I guess the preemptive bombing makes the most sense. Oh, that narrow survival. All right.
What if
A lot
you
of them are
had-
depleted, so.
What if you had one ship, one cheap little ship, and you sent it over to OVA? A 1 versus 53 battle. That'd be fun to watch.
Why would that be fun to watch? Oh no! Oh, but its inhabitants have been whatever. It has 0 population and has for some time. I don't know what they're doing up there.
Do you think they're just broken? Do you think they just got... There's a bug and they got stuck? I'm not...
Well, I don't think that it's a bug. No. Like, I guess it depends on what you mean by the word bug. But like, it is absolutely that their AI is not behaving the way it should, but it's not broken in the sense that like, it's not broken in the sense that it is doing the thing it was programmed to do.
Okay.
It shouldn't have been programmed to do that is a thing you could maybe argue. Alright, we're continuing to head toward. We have, in fact, completed Exavolt, the Exavolt research, and that means we are allowed to begin our pursuit of Genius of the Endless. One of the endgame technologies, which will help us get the other endgame technologies more quickly, for whatever that's worth. And now we just have to actually like defeat the population of the ship at Nair, which is taking a minute because it turns out there's a lot of them. You know what we should be doing? Actually, I'm sorry, I'm being very silly here. Okay, truce has gone back to Cold War, which happens after a while. Yeah. Where is it? It's this troop breakdown. We should be improving our troops the rest of the way. We don't have maximum upgrades on our units, and that's foolishness. So let's go ahead and buy all of the extra damage and stuff for the types of ships the types of troops that we're using. Kill the rest of these pirates. Okay. The Nakalim have declared war on us again, which is just an annoyance, really. The only thing that could possibly happen that would matter on that front is if they took Warden from us. Because they don't have the they don't have the military necessary to do any other kind of real damage. But if they took Warden from us, we would lose the I guess it doesn't really whatever. We would obviously lose the point of ownership of people's home systems that we are relying on to get to our supremacy victory. Okay. Tech Seeker has been leveled up. Alright, the ground battle at Nair. They are continuing to just conscript from their population. The preemptive bombing is not getting the job done. Now that our troops are considerably improved, I think I'm going to switch over to the Blitz plan here, where we get to just jam as many of our bodies into the battle as possible, because our bodies are significantly better than theirs. But okay, we're starting to destroy their defensive improvements at least. It's just going to be a while. We just have to wear them down through raw numbers. One thing that we're doing that is going to be very helpful with that is continuing to run more ships forward, so we have more actual infantry bodies to come at them with. But yeah, this is just a matter of getting through it.
Hmm. Yep.
I have no idea how much population is on that ship. They can only keep this this point of population becomes a bunch of troops thing up for so long before they run out of points of population to spend. But depending on the population of that thing, it really could be a while, you know.
Yeah.
I guess let's go back to preemptive bombing. Like if they're just going to do this, we're just wearing them down. Do I have a way of seeing what they're... Oh, they moved in some kind of ship. Hey, you, go away. Presumably it will run. Although it's taking an awfully long time to calculate that. Okay, it did not run. That one ship decided to stay and fight. Oh, hey, an election. Well, I think we probably ought to do the lobbying thing to keep the scientist party in charge. Yeah, we are willing to expend enough resources to control the thing here, and boy, ain't that effective as a strategy. We have a lot of systems.
We do.
Alright, we've gained access to a bill that dramatically increases food output on systems, which is not relevant to our situation in the slightest. Could not matter less. Nothing about our governmental system will be changing probably ever again. Alright, we'll deal with that in a second.
Wonder what that must be like.
Here come even more ships. Our extra frigate has arrived, so we can merge it together and reform the full fleet here. Okay, so the ground battle at Nair, we're just going to continue to preemptive bomb, just do a lot of damage to them. Yeah, they're able to put an awful lot of troops into battle each turn, and part of the reason they're able to do that is that they have improvements that allow them to jam more manpower into combat. We would hope to be able to... every turn we do these bombardment or blitz strategies, there's a chance for us to destroy their massed improvements. And what we would hope is that we're just going to get through them all eventually. But we're not actually seeing very much improvement destruction, unfortunately. Okay, Ova continues to be Ova. They've got 58 ships there now. Alright, a co-opetitive quest started. Part 1 is Yander's Gambit. You are cursed to live in interesting times. Boy, wouldn't that be something. The leader of the Academy and those who follow or trust him have decided to put their endgame plan into motion. The what or why of it is no longer debatable. It is happening. Some will side with them in their crusade to bring back the lost, a race of beings harvested and eliminated by the endless. Others will oppose them, for it is rumored that the lost, when congregated in large numbers, had the power of gods. Which are you? The time has come to choose, for as Yander's words have been heard by all civilizations. Okay, so are we Team Rejuvenate or Team Defend? The thing you do here is you fight over these lodestone systems, and I just don't think I care. The people on the winning team are going to get access to some extra ship modules, a system improvement. I don't know. Team Rejuvenate, because I would like that reward more. We really have run through a lot of bodies in total here. I mean, we're about to deliver a bunch more. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna start this behemoth over there as well. at this point, if the last pirate fleet ever comes through the wormhole, ever unbugs and comes through the wormhole, we'll have another ship there to play defense by the time it happens. But I tell you, I was not expecting the population of Nair to be able to hold out against a siege like this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I think now one of the other victory types is looking more reasonable, but you know, time-wise, eventually we are going to win in a different way. So hopefully this is giving you some, like, a little bit of insight. We talked about how, especially with the last... Oh, hey, we finished our obelisk. Neat. Especially with the last couple of generations of these games, it has become possible for developers to learn that, by and large, people are not completing games, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully this helps to make it clear what's going on with that. Why? So... Oh,
But
the cost goes
moral-
up with each one. Okay, so we need 60 quadradix. Well, it turns out there's billions of everything on the marketplace now. Hopefully this makes it clearer why that would be the case, like what it is that people are avoiding.
And they're working on fixing that, right? Like all these big studios are putting a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
money and time into.
Well, maybe sometimes. So, like, it is definitely the case that there are things being done in some of these games, for sure, to try to make finishing them seem more worthwhile. My understanding is that a lot of the big, sort of more controversial changes in Civ 7 are aimed at exactly that. Aimed at exactly trying to solve the like late game malaise problem.
I will say, the vampire ships and Uva every turn, it is providing some entertainment during the melee.
Yeah.
You know, it's at least this stuff because it feels like we got into this stage a lot quicker than with the other games that you've played through.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels like it's dragging on longer with less like even Endless Legend, you know, it got a little limp by the end during the game or two that you won. But it seemed like that period of time was less. Part of that, I think, was having the personal quest as a victory condition.
Yeah.
Like gave it some different spice, and the cycle of seasons also, I feel like helped tremendously there with like the texture of the game. Whereas here, the texture has felt the same for several episodes.
Yeah. So like there's a couple of things going on, right? There's first of all, there is the problem of there's the problem of the... What is this ship? Is this ship actually here? Can I attack that? No, okay, it's on the way. It hasn't arrived. Part of it's the mechanics, right? But the big problem is that it isn't all the mechanics, because it is also tied up with the fact that, like, a big part of the reason that this thing is the way it is because the AI is completely incapable of mounting any kind of defense. They did not go the way that I wanted them to go. Can you guys maybe, like, be smarter? There's no reason to jump down this way. Yeah, they're trying to go a way that's very slightly shorter. I'm trying to remember what it is that you do to give them a waypointed order. Because I want them to go this way and then from there to whatever. That's fine. Just do that, I suppose. All right, how is this thing doing on population? Is there a way for me to tell? It kind of seems like no. We don't have a way of scanning the arc. Yeah, I really wish that there was that we had some ability to fight it. This thing where it has like a protective shell if it's attached to a planet is a real pain in the ass. There's a really good reason that that's not the way these things usually work. Oh no, Idris has been hacked. Whatever shall we do? Pirate marks are getting placed all over the place. Yeah, we're starting to get to the point where like we have heroes who are getting levels because we're building, a lot of high cost stuff very quickly, but we just actually don't have anything to do with hero levels. They have all the important skills, and so it's just kind of like wasted time. Blue has so many ships. And if they really wanted to like make something happen war-wise, they probably could put us on the back foot at least. All right, so how is this ground battle going? We've run in a bunch more people. At this point, yeah, I don't really want to blitz because I don't want to burn out our people even faster. But they're jamming a lot of manpower into every battle. And there's only so much we can do about that. They're conscripting every single turn. Yeah, I don't know. Like, they can't have infinite population. But I do not have a good sense of how much population they could have. Do I want to be... A thing we could do is we could fall back to a friendly system, completely refill on manpower, and then just mash blitz on them over and over again and try to break their improvements that allow them to put more manpower into every battle. Okay, that last pirate fleet finally came out of the wormhole. So let's get the last of the large ships down here to destroy them. What a weird thing. Okay, yep. To nobody's surprise, we are victorious. Go get them. And that means we don't need to have any ships in the backfield anymore. I guess unless green decides to actually do something. Okay, they're kind of doing something. They're starting to siege us. If we're at war with green, then purple is also at war with green. I'm gonna issue them a defense ping. Hey, can you defend this so that I don't have to? I don't particularly want to go over there. Okay, ground battle in there. We have, again, a pretty significant reserve. Wearing them down via the preemptive bombing is certainly helping. So we have no chance to destroy system improvements with this tactic now. We have to blitz if we want to be able to break stuff. They have so much manpower that any blitz battle is going to be like a total slaughter. But it's the only chance we have of being able to destroy additional defenses and also to kill additional points of population. I think we're gonna run. Okay, we got neither of those. That's a shame. We'll try to run one or two of those. Like, we need to break them down a little bit. It is frustrating. There's only so much you can do to improve your ability to apply manpower. The ability to defend is way more improvable, as I remember it, in terms of like improvements that allow you to increase your manpower deployment limit for the battle. So a really well built up defender can be extremely hard to crack, and we haven't seen one of those until this point.
Yeah.
Most of the AI have been feckless as far as their defense goes. Okay, so yeah, prepare to be conquered. Then he's going to call me up and say the words, "I declare war on you," but it's not going to declare a war somehow. All right, he continues to conscript. We continue to not deal any meaningful damage. All right, so as we have more frigates and stuff coming in, I'm going to rotate some of our ships back home to grab bodies, to grab more infantry. The junks should probably stay out. You guys also out? You are. So this thing... Yeah, we keep 18 command points worth of actual combat ships in case they decide to challenge us. And then also junks. We can go ahead and merge the junk fleets, I suppose. Yep, we got more incoming. There's a ground battle at Uva, if you believe it.
What?
Amabel, I don't want to blow your mind or anything, but 66 Vodyani ships are just blasting the shit out of the ground at Ova. There's nothing else left. They've annihilated all life in the system long ago. It's basically just planets that at this point are rapidly accumulating bullet mass. Each one of them slowly growing larger. It does feel like they're having some trouble here. And right, like, despite the fact that this is, our rate of whatever has slowed down tremendously, we are definitely not making progress toward the victory condition as quickly as I would like anymore. There's still, like, absolutely zero threat that anybody else is going to win this game.
Yeah.
So, man, we're getting closer to that economy victory. Actually, that was the second economy victory notification, so I am kind of curious. Okay, I don't care about this quest. The problem with a lot of these late game quests is they just don't give a large enough reward to care about. All right, they've brought in some additional ships here to try to run us down, it looks like. And they want us to leave. Let's start some shit. So, I do think it's a mistake not to run a large ship in the middle. Let's maybe split it up like this. They only have 6 command points, so... What do I think they're going to do? No, we definitely want to oppose them mid. Oh, right, but these are the behemoths. These are the ones that want to be... These are the ones that don't care about their range so much. So, I think that means this is the play.
Can we watch it?
We can watch it. This is the first time we're getting to see one of the laser ships. No, we can't watch it. They ran. I'm sorry, sweetie.
Cowards.
I'm sorry for the infinite cowardice and intransigence of our foes. All right, so you can see we've fallen back here. We are replenishing manpower and ship in general. We have an awful lot of just like manpower in total here, but this pool fills up from our food over time. We cannot afford to be jamming 1,800 troops onto 1,800 points of troops onto ships for very long, right? Our total manpower stock just isn't that great. The ground battle at Nair. I mean, at this point, there's certainly no sense in blitzing because we don't have. Okay, heavily damaged battlefield is the stage of a devastating campaign that took place during the invasion of St. Leor by SB. The battle claimed the lives of many soldiers, and SB took control of the system. Is that true? I don't know if that's right, there, friend. I think the fight is still happening. Is it not?
I don't understand.
I think they're a little confused. Well, like I said, we have a lot more ships approaching. Everything that's currently here is out of manpower, right? No, okay, we did have a new set of ships arrive this turn, and then we have a large ship arriving next turn, which has some more manpower on it. Yeah, I don't know. They just seem a little confused is all. All right, end turn. I guess let's see what happens at the beginning of this turn as far as like what they do. Because it seems to me like they're still attached to the system. We still can't attack them. Here comes even more bodies. Ground battle at Auva. Oh no, a grave defeat. Somehow.
Oh no!
Somehow. The inhabitants of Auva are being hunted. No, they're not. They're dead. All of them are dead for sure at this point. So my fleet has insufficient... Oh yeah, I can't start a ground battle with that fleet. I can start a ground battle with this fleet. And yep, just preemptive bombing. Okay, so they did a tactical surrender. Because they are running out of people. We finally ran down their population. Now see, this is tricky because now we own the system, but they... What is left behind? Because they don't build stuff on the... Yeah, okay. It's a completely empty system. Because all of the stuff they built was on their ship. Right?
Okay.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Ash's full population, right? Yeah, I'm gonna mail a bunch of population from Ash over there. We're gonna make use of our advanced spaceports. So Nair is... There's a couple of temperate, fertile, yeah, like ocean and atoll type planets. Actually, this is a pretty good system for Lumeris. Let's just grab 4 Lumeris population, jam them in the spaceport. Send them over to there, thank you. We've been talking about it all episode. All of a sudden it was just gone from my brain. Okay, we're in defense mode here. We got the basics. Let's get some stuff completed. The remains of the ground battle can be scanned. You know what? We have a scout ship in orbit. We may as well just do that with one of the probes. We discovered some dust. A very small amount of dust. Okay. And a wrecked ark, which could theoretically be rebuilt if they reclaimed it. That's probably their first and most advanced ark, which is why it had so much population on it. So that's cool. That we took that from them. I'm gonna go ahead and rush these couple of buildings. Let's get this system up and running as quickly as we can, because we need it to get into a situation where it can defend itself. Speaking of which, tractable armaments. We don't really have a lot of defensive structures. Okay, so we're sending population out. We should probably send... Where else do we have spaceports and pretty much full pop. Yeah, like let's do... Actually, this system does not have spaceports. Could you fix that, please? I don't want to send people from Kraz because I don't want to reduce Kraz's production power right now. Wyrix isn't actually at full. Takim? Takim's at full. Let's just mail some y'all out to Nair as well. We have a lot of improvements to the movement rate of our ships in general and to our civilian ships from the various tier improvements. I don't remember, was it this one? Yeah. So in theory, those population ships should move pretty fast. We'll see how long it takes them to actually get here. And I wanted to check before we end the turn. Where are we at on the economy victory? Okay, 541,000 of the 1.26 million. We're not close. That was the second notification that it's generated that we're close, but we're not close. It doesn't, whatever. Whatever, it's all good. So, finally, we find ourselves here at 5 of 6 home systems owned.
Okay.
That one took a minute. They were way better prepared to fight us than I thought they were. We are close to achieving victory, supremacy, and that time they're actually correct to say it. All right, they are continuing to attack Aova, but notice Aova only has 14 ships in orbit of it right now. So they're doing something. What? I didn't mean to attack with this ship. I attacked their fleet with my scout ship instead of with one of my fleets of combat ships somehow. How about this? How about we kill these guys? What are their weapon systems? They kind of, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh, and they're actually going to fight us. Okay, so our situation, because that took so long, our situation is a little bit more brittle than I was hoping.
Yeah.
The Nakalim are trying to get their home system back, and obviously it's pretty important to us that not be allowed to occur. Look at our cool giant large ships. Look at all the moving.
Behemoth?
Look at all the moving parts. Yes, this is one of the behemoths. Look at all the neat little like greebles and stuff that are moving around.
Yeah.
So that's an arc. It's hard to communicate the scale of these things. If we could get our ships closer together, you'd be able to see they are actually like horrifyingly large. It has a lot of hit points, but what it does not have is a lot of real weaponry. Also, a lot of its guns seem to be shooting upward. Not sure what the story is with that. Okay, and for the moment, it is able to be outside of the firing arc of this other large ship. But as we come around here, things are going to get real ugly for them real fast. Yep, there it is. As soon as we caught a volley from the other ship. All right, their desperation to reclaim the system has paid off in 1100 science for us. Hooray! So all that remains now is to go to Octans and conquer it. And you know what Octans definitely does have is an awful lot of population. Hey guy, you're not allowed to be here. Have you forgotten that your dude is like threatening us constantly? He didn't even have anywhere to run to. He was so deep in the middle of our territory. Very strange. Okay. Over here in Aova, we finished the thing we were building. And it was immediately destroyed. Build it again. We'll show them that we cannot be intimidated by the mere destruction of all of our people and things. I guess I'm going to leave these ships back here for one more turn to finish healing up. So the fleet that was around Warden has fucked off. I guess because Purple is like actively fighting Cetus in other places. They are doing ground battles right now, so I guess our position's not as brittle as I thought. It was like we're fighting a two-front war is kind of a bad move, but not always actually an issue. Oh, Decky is upset. What's going on over here? Why are we mutinous? I mean, okay. Just fucking fix it. Just give them whatever they want.
They need to calm down instead of being in a decky panic.
Okay. I'll allow that.
Or is it a decky planet panic? Because there are 3.
I've acknowledged this bit as much as I'm going to, I think. So we've hit the line.
I understand.
Okay, so the question, part of the question now is like, how much stuff do we need to leave at Dare to defend it? If we run our junks now at full speed, it will take them 7 turns to reach Octans.
The Empire will not tolerate.
I actually refuse to stop attacking you. And you're going to learn some things about that in a minute here, friend. These ships we should give another turn because they're not full up on manpower yet. We're refilling off of the planet's surface. It looks like we're still gaining 1k here. But the frigates have filled up. So I guess I'm going to run the frigates over. Okay, it'll take 3 turns for the frigates to get in place. We'll try to make sure we have at least some combat fleet around this system at all times. We have these guys are going to get moving next turn. Let's do one more turn here so that I can commit those movements before I forget. And then I think we can probably end the episode there, having conquered one more tick in our brilliant 6-tick plan for galactic victory. Was that cool? Okay, I bought Decky enough approval point buildings that they are now calm. They have remembered that, oh yes, luxuries exist in the world. I can have things. Why would I have problems when I can instead have things in my life? All right, both of these ships are ready to head back to the front. For some reason, there are enemies here. Okay, a truce. A truce was negotiated without my say-so. The invasion of Ahuva has been abandoned.
That's pretty funny.
Our long national nightmare is over. What the fuck, man? Okay. So, with us being truced with blue is actually really good news. Because it means we don't have to watch this stuff.
Yeah.
We can just run our full force of violence over to Octans and see if we can just make some shit happen. Okay, so we have the ships from the Empire, the center of the Empire headed to Nair. We have, what is this at Nair? It's that scout ship that was left over. I mean, I guess that should probably come with us too, right? It is a vessel. It has people on it. There are guns. I don't love this random pink ship here. I'm going to build 1 frigate to use as just like an interdictor, basically. Just run stuff off here. And we have finished the Genius of the Endless, Amabel. All technologies cost 20% less, and also we produce 10% more science. In theory, the next most valuable technology of the Endless. This would give us plus 15% to all resource output, along with great improvements to our star system trade value. This one, dramatically improves our troop health and damage. And this one gives us 20 approval and 1 point of resource from every population point on ecstatic planets. We are furthest away from being able to have this one. I guess let's grab some military tax here. So we do have the last tier available. Let's just research defense modules. Do I want more defense modules? Anti-cloaking stuff. I mean, it's kind of whatever. Yeah, cybernetics for our ground troops. That seems rad. Extreme railguns. Woo. Okay, yeah, let's research these. And you know what? We're going to put war as hobby first so that our troops get that boost. War as diversion and entertainment has long been a cultural staple. Modern technology and the use of androids and advanced comm systems allows any citizen with a bit of free time to fight as a soldier in ongoing conflicts. Holy shit. Some of the grimmest neutrally written text I have ever read. And I really appreciate that. Again, like it does not feel the way it sometimes feels with Civ, where they say a thing that's incredibly grim while they think it's a good thing. With Amplitude, it always feels like they know. They get it.
Yeah.
That's very sad, but it's very sad in a way that everybody involved understands. And then I guess, yeah, like learn how to let's focus on science over here. So out of curiosity, is this one of my population ships? It sure is. So yeah, you can see they've covered all that distance already. They'll be here in no time. And there's current population growth rate. Obviously, it takes a while to grow while it's still in full mutiny mode. But we'll get there. Okay, so supremacy. Your alliance controls 5 out of the 6 required major factions' home systems in the galaxy. The final one awaits, and you can see our ships are close. We will have control of the airspace of Octans next turn. It's gonna be 5 turns before our bombardment ships get there, unfortunately, because they are a little bit slower. But that's gonna be it for us for today. Amabel, we have almost conquered a galaxy. I mean, in a sense, it does feel like it should be more work, right? To take over a galaxy than to conquer a planet. Probably. There's a lot more involved in it. Anyway, yeah, that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are concluding this thing, damn it.
Okay.
One way or another, this is coming to an end. And when I say one way or another, I do mean just the one. We all know what way it's going to be. I hope that this doesn't feel like it's been a terrible waste of time. I want you to see like what it takes to actually complete the game, right?
No,
I think that's a critically important
I appreciate
part
that.
of the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has been. We've been dragging in the soup for some time.
It's actually been tremendous. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
It's been tremendously useful to me, because part of this is you sharing with me something you love. Part of it is trying to get my perspective on these things as someone who has an adjacent background, but not this background, right? But then also, this whole series has been animating a lot of thought in my brain about these game design problems and how they can be approached.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying that if there's a 4X board game that comes out in the next couple of years, it's kind of your fault if I do that. So thank you.
This is the thing I am glad to be at fault for. So come back next time for the end of this game. The Lumeris will stand victorious. And we'll see you then.